The giant 15-foot Worricrow is a new for Home Depot 2025 animatronic. With this guy releasing a couple of days ago, he can now claim his crown for being the largest animatronic ever in retail. He's 15 feet tall, 12.5 foot wide. He is manufactured by SVI. He is retailing for $399.99 United States dollars. Without further ado, let's go straight to the unboxing. Yo guys, it is Maddox Haunts, and today we have the new for Home Depot 2025 15-foot Worricrow. I just want to say a couple things before I unbox this guy. I'm outdoors, it's hot, it's Florida heat. It looks like garbage outside, it looks like it's about to rain. But yeah, so let's get right to the unboxing. I've seen a lot of stuff on this guy. I've seen GM Haunted video, I've seen a couple other videos, but this guy has a lot of parts. He weighs a ton. He weighs, I don't know how many pounds, 120 I think, or his box weighs, he's crazy. This is my first ever 15-foot animatronic that I've ever purchased. So let's see what we got. Okay, wow. So first up we have his huge, oh my Lord, this thing's so heavy. We have his ginormous base. Wow, okay. This thing is really, really heavy. People were saying it's heavy. I didn't think it was gonna be that heavy. It is very heavy. So there's his huge base. One thing I do really like about this guy is that how sturdy he's built. He's not built cheap. I really like that. Here we go, we have one of his hands. Let's get a close-up of the detail here. We have one of his hands right here, which looks very, very good, I'd have to say, to be honest. So there's one of his hands. Next up, we have all of his clothing and probably his hat, which is cool. We're definitely gonna have to take a look at that in a couple of minutes. There's so many parts in here. Next up, we have, I don't even know, one of his arms or legs. This guy is, like I said, this guy has so many parts. We have a part of his tree trunk right here. Has that nice, cool pattern, like a tree. We have another one of his hands right here. We have, okay, a whole box full of stuff. Let's get his rib cage out. Wow, this thing's huge. Okay, so wow, here is his ginormous rib cage. And another thing, I don't know how good the lighting's gonna be outdoors, so like I said, but this rib cage is huge. Okay, next up, we have another tree pole, another leg pole or something like, not another leg pole, but another tree part right here. Probably one going up towards his legs. But yeah, I bought this guy on the Home Depot drop. I had to, he looked absolutely amazing. And for the price tag, he was 100% worth it in my mind. So there is another part right there. These must be his arms because I don't think there's anything else that has this. I'm gonna start removing some of the foam. I know I should already be doing that, but there's one of his arms as well right there. And what's really cool is not only he's 15 foot tall, he's 12 foot wide, which is crazy. That's like an animatronic laid down next to him, which is absolutely insane. And wow, this piece is really heavy. Next up, we have sort of his torso piece right here, which is cool. And then we have another part, and here's where the control box is. So there's a whole bunch of modes. It's adapter. He's outdoor rated, which is cool. I'm gonna have him out in my harvest section, which I think is gonna be amazing. He's gonna be ginormous. People are gonna look up and be like, oh my gosh, this guy's huge. Another leg pole right here, some sort of pole. So much parts in this box. Next up we have is an adapter with instructions right here. We have a box probably full of leg poles right here. Pretty heavy, so it's full of some pole. Then we have even more poles of some sort, I can see them. Let's see what else we got. This is probably gonna be his head. This box is, yeah, here is his head. I do wanna take this out because I'm really curious what his head looks like. So let's do that. But before we take out his head, he has all of his caps for the open parts, so where we can attach the poles. He has all of his cap pieces right here, which is very cool. Let's get his head out right here. Wow, you guys. That is incredible. The detail on this guy is crazy. It looks so, so good. It has that glittery pattern. Here's another tree trunk piece. And I think last piece right here, it's a huge piece. Here is his ginormous tree trunk piece right here. And yeah, this is just full of poles right in here. More poles. So yeah, that is everything inside of the box. So now let's go straight to the setup. Okay, so number one, when I'm doing this unboxing, I'm definitely gonna be looking at the instructions because how complicated this guy is gonna be to build. But yeah, so let's get started. First step, you're gonna wanna take the ginormous tree trunk stump, and you're just gonna wanna slide it down just like that. Next up, what you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna wanna take your pole labeled D right here, and you're gonna wanna take also your poles labeled C and C, and there is a part bag for this guy, which definitely you wanna get out. So yeah, you wanna slide these up basically to where the holes are, and you're gonna wanna take your part bag, and there is tons of screws in here, and it does also include an Allen wrench, which is really, really cool. So you're gonna wanna take a screw, or actually take 2 screws, and grab your Allen wrench, and you're just gonna wanna basically screw it in to the pole labeled D. And you don't have to worry about the screws being different sizes, they're all the same size. But yeah, it's really cool that they included an Allen wrench. Some animatronics, when you have to build and using Allen wrenches, they do not have that. So yes, I'm just gonna screw this down and tighten it with the Allen wrench. Okay, so once you've done that, and you wanna make sure you do it really, really tight. So, you know what I mean? It's sturdy. They're gonna wobble a little bit because you can't tighten them all the way. But yeah, so like I said, just make sure you tighten them tight because you want this guy to be sturdy. You don't want this guy blowing around in the wind or whatever. We're just gonna slide this down the 2 poles right here. Okay, so once you've got that piece in, that was a little bit difficult. I don't know why. Maybe because, I don't know, it's new and the welds are new or something. But that was pretty difficult to get in there, if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Had to bring out the hammer and hit it a couple times, and it finally went in. So then you're gonna wanna take the 2 screws again, you're gonna screw them in at the bottom, you're gonna wanna screw them in up at the top. Make sure you're tightening these very, very tight because you do not, well, not too tight where you're gonna strip the bolt, or the screw I should say, but do it so it's tight enough where it's not gonna come undone and there won't be any wiggle room basically for it because you want this thing sturdy. Okay, so once you've done that, then you're gonna wanna take the tree trunk piece labeled E, and you're just gonna wanna slide it down over these poles right here. And it is kinda new to this, so you're just gonna wanna throw it down. It's not gonna look perfect just yet. So yeah, just like that, you're just gonna wanna set it over there, make sure it's lined up just like that. And then once you've done that, you're gonna wanna take your other tree trunk piece labeled F, and you're just gonna wanna slide it down just like that. So just how it kinda just sits like there, perfect. And you wanna make sure that the poles are exposed so you can see them and you can access the screws for them. Okay, so next up you're gonna wanna take your pole labeled G, and you're just gonna wanna snap lock it, or slide it down basically to on the right side that you're looking at, just like that. Then you're gonna wanna take a screw and tighten it up in the back, just like this. Now what you're gonna wanna do is take the tree trunk piece with the control box and the IR sensor, and you're just gonna wanna slide it down the right side basically, just like this. So it looks something just like that. And he's already getting super tall, you guys. Okay, so once you've done that, next you're gonna wanna take your pole labeled I, and you're just gonna wanna slide it down. Basically, you can guide it through. Should be pretty simple. Okay, so I slid it down just like this, and I snap lock it in, just like that. Perfect, so this piece should be hanging out a little bit, just like that. Then what you're gonna wanna do is take another part from your bag right here, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna wanna tighten it manually with your fingers, and then once it gets too hard to tighten with your fingers, you wanna take your Allen key and tighten it to make sure it's super duper tight. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is it's getting too big, too tall, obviously, so we're gonna wanna lay it down on the box, and then we're gonna continue the setup. Okay, so we laid them down. Next up we're gonna do is grab our pole labeled J, and we're just gonna snap lock it into basically his left foot right here. And then, like I said, what you're always gonna have to do is grab your parts bag right here, grab a screw, and screw in his left leg. And also, while you're right here, what you're gonna wanna do is attach these wires. So we're gonna do a white to white connection right here, just like that, and then screw on the waterproof caps. Because this guy I will have outdoors, so you're definitely gonna wanna do this part right here. Okay, and the next step, you're gonna wanna take the other tree trunk piece labeled K and slide it right down. Make sure these wires go inside so they'll be there to connect. Just gonna wanna slide this down and basically just push it into him. Just like that, perfect. So then what you're gonna wanna do is grab your pole labeled L right here, slide it into his right leg, snap lock it in, just like that. Take another screw from your part bag, take your Allen key wrench and just screw it in. And then what you're gonna wanna do as this guy's getting really, really tall really quick, you're gonna wanna take your tree trunk piece labeled M and do the same thing you did on his left leg and just slide it down and just basically just put it right there. Perfect, there we go. Okay, so next step, what they're wanting us to do is we're gonna slide him back a little bit more so we have more room to build, because he's gonna get top heavy really quick and he's gonna start leaning, which we're not gonna wanna have for this guy because it's bad for him. So we're gonna push him back a little bit and then we're gonna attach his hip piece real quick. Okay, so once we've scooted him back a little bit, we're gonna take this huge piece right here and we're just gonna basically slide it down him and then snap lock it in. Okay, you guys, so a little update. I did get this piece on. It was very difficult. I definitely recommend 2 people. I had my dad help me with this. You wanna basically do the same thing. You wanna snap lock it in, just like that. That side's barely, I mean, it's in, but it's just sitting there, and you wanna screw in the screws right there, and you wanna attach the wires just on that side. But yeah, so now we're gonna add the torso piece, so let me film me doing that. But yeah, I just wanted to show that I got basically this on. Like I said, I definitely recommend 2 people. This is very, very difficult to get on by 1 person. Okay, so next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay this guy down flat first. We're gonna grab all the wires that he has and we're gonna connect these. Yeah, so now let's attach this. So we're just gonna slide it in here just like this. So just like that. Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna take this tether piece, I'm gonna push this in and I'm gonna screw it down just like this. Perfect. So now we got that in. Okay, so next up what we're gonna do, we're gonna take his clothing and we are just gonna throw it over him just like so. Okay. Okay, so next up what we're gonna do is attach his neck scarf and you just Velcro it down. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this pole his arm, I should say, right here, and we're gonna slide it up through his clothing. You're just gonna slide it up. Okay, just like that. I had to push on the pole a little bit. Now it's in to the shoulder frame. Okay, so once you've gotten his, I'm just doing it in this way. Once you have his left arm on, you're gonna wanna slide this pole. You're gonna wanna slide this elastic band that he has all the way down. And I know I've said this about how many times I've liked what they do, but it's really, really cool how they have the elastic band so it won't get caught. Like if you were to have his arms out and there's wind and the clothing kind of falls off, you do not have to worry about that because of this reason. So what you're gonna wanna do is just push it in just like this, and then you're gonna wanna twist lock it. So slide it that way. And then there will be another screw right here that you're gonna wanna attach, and I'm gonna do that real quick, and then we can pull over the elastic band, basically where we want his hand to stay, or his clothing, I should say. And now what you're gonna wanna do is just repeat the same step on the other side. The final step is now we're gonna attach the head. Before I attach the head, I'm gonna attach the wires right here. Okay, final screw. Well, actually, this isn't the last step, I kinda lied. There's multiple more steps, but this will probably be the second to last, because I'm still gonna attach the tethers, because this guy, I'm not taking him down right away. I'm gonna keep him up for like a week in my backyard, maybe a little bit less than a week, I don't know. Last official step, this ginormous hat. So there is an elastic band in here. We're gonna pull this over him, over the entire head, and there is Velcros. But yeah, okay, that is it. Now I'm going to do a couple things to him before I go to the demo, this will be cutting right to the demo as we speak. I'm gonna attach the tethers that come included with that little pull sticking up right there, you can see it. Right there, I'm gonna attach them down to his base. Attach those other pulls. For the base pulls are really easy to just snap locks. But yeah, so let's go straight to the demo. Okay, you guys, so here he is, the Home Depot 2025 Worricrow. I 100% recommend this guy. This guy is amazing. His sizes are huge. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this guy in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.